And on top of that, when you don't have health insurance or it's not, readily available to everybody, the likelihood of you going and getting checked is very slim. I mean, there's people who have insurance who won't do it, especially when you're talking about men. When you're talking about heart disease and things like that, we just last year, I don't know if it was the Cancer Society or somebody stopped advocating for breast exams for young women. Like, they took the literature out. And it was like, why would you a resource that would teach young to take preventative measures, right? Like, that's just crazy to me. Why would you feel that has no value? Especially since we're seeing cancer diagnosis increase, and in particular in younger patients. I just hosted an event for an incredible nonprofit called BRCA Strong, and they had some amazing doctors there. And this was some of the harrowing, we were given. Yes, we're making progress as far as, that are available. But the problem is also getting worse. And that was one of the things she said. She's like, it's obviously, unfortunately, alcohol, it's high levels of stress, but it's also, the food we eat. And that's usually the first thing your doctors will ask you, when you're discussing anything, high blood pressure, cholesterol, if you're going in, I'm feeling lethargic, like, what's your diet like? What's your exercise routine?
I don't know. I've been to a lot of doctors and they don't really ask you that. They say, your blood pressure's high, you should take this.
What doctors are you going to?
I've been to a lot. I had one that I thought was really getting you healthy. And he said, you need to take cholesterol, blood pressure, and thyroid medication.
You said no to all of them.
I said, I'm not really a
pill taker.
Pill taker guy. Doc, it's not my thing. Can't you fix this with diet? He's like, yeah, you could fix it with diet, but I'm not going to see you again unless you take these. That's what a doctor said to me. And this guy was from South Africa, and he was about helping people. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I can't be your doctor anymore if you're not going to take these meds. I said, the acceptance of people as they are, or their feelings getting hurt, all of that stuff is adding to that.
Yes,
adding to
but
that.
So is Americanism. And by Americanism, I mean bigger, better, more, value, bang for your buck, all of these things, right? Like, we used to have more European portion sizes in this country. Now you walk into a restaurant and not only do you want to eat the oversized meal that you ordered, but they're giving you one to go for free. Yeah, Olive Garden, I'm talking about you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, literally, that's their advertising ploy to get you in the door. All you can eat buffets. Like, look at these cruises that people go on where that's literally all you do is pull a slot machine handle and stuff your face. It's hard to, I don't want to say control what your kids consume, but when you've got 72 little boxes of cereal in your house at all times and, 400 mini bags of chips and 4 cases of whatever soda or juice box or whatever, because more bang for your buck. Like, everything we do is just over the top. Our refrigerator, we have people who have multiple refrigerators.
How long does a bag of chips last once you open it? Not long. Every time you walk in the kitchen, you're like, oh, I'll just have one.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because they go bad.
Yeah,
saying,
they don't go bad. You can leave the bag open for a year. They won't go bad. Chemicals in them.
But yeah.
If you look at the fact that we're taking PE out of
Wait,
school.
where have they taken PE out of school?
Anyone can opt out of PE just as easy as anyone can become a female today. It's just, it's that simple. If you don't want to go to PE, you don't have to, because we don't want to hurt your feelings. I was a kid.
Can somebody please leave a comment?
I was a kid.
That's wild.
When I was a kid, you had
of course
to
you did.
do
It was a grade.
X amount of every day. Jumping jacks, push-ups.
We didn't have to do that, but you had to take, we had physical education.
Yeah, we had like the presidential.
Physical fitness test. Arnold Schwarzenegger was the guy
and we had
it.
to, we had to pass this test. People in this country that have to work a lot to support their families. Mm-hmm. Both parents have to work. Mm-hmm. That's got to give somewhere. So now you take the education system and you take out all of these fundamental health things, and
that's mental health, yeah.
And these growth things like arts and stuff like that. And before you know it, what do you have? You have a bunch of kids who are, But
you also have parents who would rather their kid be safe in their room.
We're a generation
playing video games. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Than be outside on a bike playing. And I saw those comments like literally under one of the podcasts that we did, and people were losing their minds because I don't know what I said. I was like, we used to go out and you'd be gone literally from the time you left summer vacation, from the time you left the house and jumped on your bike, you'd be gone until, I don't want to say after the sun, and sometimes even later. Like my mom, I used to call my mom leaving my friend's house and be like, meet me at the top of the street. And I lived in the burbs. Like there was a farm on my street.
I would almost say that kids are probably safer today outside than they were 30 years ago, because every house they walk by has a camera.
Ring camera.
We
have a phone that can track you.
Yes, every person that you walk by has a camera, a phone, a this, a that. When I was a kid, there was none of that.
Yeah.
You got lost. I knocked myself out cold. I think I was out on the ground for 2 hours before I woke up. Nobody knew. Nobody came looking for me. I was out cold.
I'm sorry.
But, we don't have that anymore. And I don't think that would happen nowadays. I think kids are safer nowadays outside in the real world than they were then, because we had the same creeps then that we do now. It's just we know more about them.
Obviously, we need to call people out. We were discussing the fact that, cancer cases are actually increasing and they're presenting younger and younger. But when you look at the correlation or the common denominator, right, and some of these people are healthy. Some of these people are fit, they're active, but you can't undo 30 or 40 years of putting this in your body unchecked, right? But we need to change that conversation. Like, there should be nothing wrong with at 25, a guy going in and having a colonoscopy. Just make sure everything is good down there, especially if you're not going to that the food industry stop using the that's killing us.
It's everything that's in our society that's cheap is dangerous and poisonous. Everything.
Well, I mean, we talked about it. It goes even to health and beauty standards, right? When we talk about makeup, when we talk about hair care products, cleaning products,
everything.
You're coming from a generation you're talking, Lenny, and I love it when you actually make sense to me. Like, the words you're saying in your head just are clicking. But no, your grandmother probably made her own cleaning solutions to some degree, right? Like a little apple cider vinegar,
whatever.
But it didn't kill them. And now we
think
think we're winning because you can walk into a Walmart or a Target or a CVS and grab a bottle of bleach or a bottle of Fabuloso or whatever else or some soft scrubs, and you're like, ooh, yeah, and it's like, nah, that just take a whiff. Yeah. There goes 10,000. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's crazy. Your laundry detergents, the that you're literally washing your clothes and then putting on your infant, the chemicals in there. They were talking about the chemicals. Did you send that to me?
Yeah.
The chemicals that are in your leggings.
Yeah.
And literally,
particularly
where many women do not wear underwear and are encouraged not to, especially if you do your research, they'll tell you if you can avoid wearing underwear when you're doing things like this, you're better off because. What do you mean?
Who tells you that?
Doctors, I mean professional, just because from a hygienic, not the people making the clothes that are telling you there's chemicals in the crotch, obviously. No, but if there weren't chemicals there, it would be better for you hygienically because sitting in that moisture is not good.
Cosmeticdatabase.com, I think it is.
Well, there's EWG is the best one.
Cosmeticdatabase.com. If you go there and you put anything you use in there, it will give you the rating.
Yeah. Well, Environmental Working Group is the best one.
Yeah, and there's products that you think that advertise as clean and organic, and they might have one product but the other products are not.